I'm Katrina, and this is Sew and Tare, and today we're doing midnight planting. Okay, so it's not actually midnight, but it is dark and it is slightly raining. But sometimes you have to do things when you have to get them done, right? And today I said I'm planting peas. I haven't done it yet. So, I'm holding a light and the camera. I have a whole handful of different radishes I'm going to be planting. And some black garbanzo beans. I planted these before, they're good. And this Sugar Prince pea, this was my favorite of the peas that we planted last year. So I am planting this again, and I'm going to try and plant along, and I'm going to plant along the side of the house where I put the potatoes last year and it didn't quite work because I put too hot a compost on. So hopefully that compost has had some time to break down. It's been raining like heck, so I'm sure it's okay now. So I'm going to plant this. I'm not going to worry about where the water lines are because I can move those later. They're underneath the compost right now. But it's raining this week. It's going to be raining next week, so I'm not concerned about them starting. Then the radishes will pull up, you know, pretty quick. And then the garbanzo beans also don't take very long. And then the peas will be the longer standing ones. And we have this cattle panel that is literally just leaning up against the wall. This is storage. But it is going to be a trellis for us for the peas. So I'm going to plant the peas along the backside and then the rest along the front. If you haven't planted garbanzo beans before, they don't need a trellis. They get maybe a foot tall and they're good. So here we go with midnight planting. So I'm also using this watch to assist me tonight. I'm going to be doing a review video on it later. I've been using it for over a year. I super like it. But you guys will have a directed video here with this light. This is the hand I'm holding camera with, just so you guys know. Alright, so you can see we have some rabbit poop here. Some of it's more broken down than others. That's fine. This came out of the Rackin' House, which is rabbits and chickens, last year. There's some pigeon peas. That's a pea pod right there that fell down. That may sprout, it may not. We'll just let it do whatever it's going to do. And we'll plant all the way down. Alright guys, usually I soak these. I soak them overnight. But it rained... It rained almost 4 inches, and then it rained over ½ an inch, and then I don't know how much rain we have today. But I'm just going to stick them in the ground, and they will be perfectly fine because the ground is already wet. So, oh, there's a little harvestman. Hello. So, well, all I do is I poke it in, cover it up. Just going to do that every couple inches. Apparently a little closer there. And there we go. I think I got 2 in that hole. That's okay. Maybe we'll plant some of these here. This is the pigeon pea. Oh, it looks like it already dropped its seeds. We'll be surprised by what comes up here. So how many peas, how many peas do you need to plant to keep yourself in peas? Well, it depends how many peas you eat, and if you want to be self-sufficient with peas, then like, I don't know, times 10 it. I have always wanted to have enough peas that I can freeze for later, and to be honest, it has not happened yet. I just end up eating it out in the garden. Now this type of pea, you can eat the pod, and they're all good, and they're tender, which is nice. Now this area here on the side of the house, I specifically we dug that out and we actually painted a rubber coating on the side of the house so that we could plant and water here without the stucco soaking up water. So my goal here was to grow roots, and last year I planted potatoes here, and of course the compost was not done. Ooh, there's a slug. So it burned the potatoes. Is the story there? Oh, there's an earwig. And so basically, oh, and some cat poop. That's wonderful. So the side of this house, we dug up and completely, like, all the way down to the bottom of the stucco. Stucco was in the ground, which is not supposed to be, but and painted on a rubberized coating. I don't remember the name of it, but basically it protects from water going into the stucco, which means we can water against the house. Before, people were watering against the house anyway, but that's always a bad thing because stucco, guess what that does? It absorbs water too. So this is mainly for roots. Right now we're going to put peas on the back end, and then put in radishes, and I'm not sure what we're going to do with this part yet. We might try potatoes again, but I might try something else. So if you have ideas for root vegetables, we've done Jerusalem artichokes in the past, and those have been good, but it's a little much. Sorry for the lighting. Trying to figure it out here. Yeah, we've done Jerusalem artichokes in the past, and that was a little too much. It was good. It worked. Potatoes, carrots, yeah, so let me know in the comments what you would grow if you could grow roots. And we're going to start with radishes. They have a quick turnover. Okay, I'm going to use my garbanzo beans as separators for the different types of radishes, so just so I can see which types of radishes I like best. Now if you have garbanzo beans in your cupboard, guess what? You can use them too. Soak them overnight, or if it's been like rainy like it has been here, just shove them in the ground. But soak them overnight, shove them in the ground, and you'll get garbanzo beans. There's nothing special about those. I mean, these ones are black, they're a different variety, but there's nothing special that you need to do to them. If you have them in like a dry bean bag, they're perfect. You just got a really cheap seed packet. All right, so here's what those garbanzos look like. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these as a gauge. I think I'm going to go three squares over will be one type of radish. And I'll just put these on the edges here. And probably 4 would be good. One, 2, 3. I will be washing my hands after this. So start thinking about other things that you might have in your pantry that you can use out here. All the dry beans, you can grow those. All of that kind of stuff you can just grow. So why not? So planting garbanzo beans is as easy as this. In fact, if you planted them last year, they'll do fine. If you're in a wet area, 1, 2, 3. If you're in a wet area, you can actually, like, if you have wood chips and it's going to be wet for a while, you can actually plant these right into wood chips and they'll grow. All right, first section here is going to be sacks of 2. And these are all new radish types. All right. This is what these seeds look, oops. Well, I just planted some. This is what these seeds look like. Try that. You guys are on the gorilla tripod. So I think I'm just going to sprinkle them and press them in when I drop them. Oops, that was a few clump. So these are all new varieties for me for radish. I've grown kind of the typical ones. These are spaced really wide. Probably don't need to be spaced this wide, but I just want to try some of them. So what do you guys think of the light? Go ahead and put in the comments what you guys think of this light so far. I've been using it in videos that I'm not telling you about. Mostly they're the rabbit videos. But I got it for looking in the nest boxes. Oops, I just put, let's put you over there. Now some people plant radishes really thick and then thin them out. And I don't do that because I think that's a waste of seeds. I mean, you can eat them as young as you want to, you know, take them out, but it just seems to me like a waste of seeds. Next one up is Juruzinka. So these have a little bit larger seed. These have a little bit larger seed. Now this right here, I believe to be Love in the Mist, and so that will probably get pulled up and become a green, what do they call it? Mulch. That's what usually happens with that and the California poppies in the beds that grow, because they're always going to grow, but I might as well let them grow and become green mulch. Now it is always good to succession sow your radishes, but right now I'm just pretty much wanting to taste the different ones. I suppose I could succession sow them too, but I believe I'm going to be putting something more significant in this bed root-wise, so I don't want to be doing too much of that. Once I figure out what I'm going to put, I will decide, you know, how much to succession sow. I can also sow radishes elsewhere in the garden, so no biggie. So next up is Japanese wasabi. Alright, next up is French breakfast. I'm just sprinkling them. Stab them in as I see them. Looks like I grabbed just enough radishes. This is the day 18 jours. This one's supposed to be 18 days. 18 days. So we'll see. This is the last one in the line. So I just took to dropping them and shoving them in the ground. It'll work just fine. That was too many at once. Guys, look at this. That right there is a beetle larva. No idea what kind, but it's pretty cool to see out and about tonight. Well, I hope you enjoyed seeing me plant some things tonight. Just some encouragement that even if you don't have time, you have time. And I know I struggle with time management, and sometimes you just have to say, today I'm doing this. And no matter what it is, no matter what time it is, it's not really midnight. But just get out there and do it. Because if you do it, you'll have food. If you don't do it, you won't have food. So if you don't do it at all, you know you're not going to have food. If you do it and something happens to them, you might have food. And if you do it and they grow and they thrive, then you have food. And if you do it and they grow and they thrive and then you save some back and let them seed, you have food forever. There you go. Think about that. All right, please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe if you are not already subscribed, and hit the bell notifications so you get all of the content, because I want you to have all the content, even this midnight stuff. And once you get started, you'll be on your way. Share this video with someone who just needs to get started, or you need to remind to plant something. Try and plant something often. And yeah, we'll see you later, and have a wonderful day.